This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
All right, we are excited to be back with Amanda Losco and company here today to talk more about Simply Green. She's the co-owner of a beautiful cannabis dispensary based in Long Island, New York. Let me start with Amanda introducing herself, and also got to welcome Gabby Garrido, the bud tender, here today too.
Hello, how are you? My name is Amanda Losco. I am co-owner of Simply Green Recreational Cannabis Dispensary in Coram, Long Island. I'm here with Gabby, one of our bud tenders. You want to introduce yourself?
It's great to be back. Hello, I'm Gabby. I'm one of the bud tenders here at Simply Green.
So today we'd love to introduce you to some of our products and kind of tell you a little bit about how they might help you.
Perfect. All right. And I know for today you're going to talk about what's in the bag. We're going to show off some amazing products. Before we do that, though, just a little history of the company and all that you do, because there's a lot to your products and your establishment. So tell us a little more if someone's new to the show today.
Sure. So we are located in Coram, Long Island, right on Middle Country Road, on the corner of 112 and Middle Country Road. And we opened at the end of November. And we've got all kinds of different products, and we are excited to have you come in. We believe strongly in education, so we want to give you the time to answer all your questions and give you the best products for your needs.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So tell us what you want to do today. Go ahead, fill us in. What's the game we're playing?
So we'd love to kind of go step by step. We have a little bit from each category. Gabby has hand selected some products that she'd like to share with you, some of the newer products that we're carrying in the store.
Awesome.
So we'll kind of go one by one. I'm going to kind of let her have the reins here since she's one of our product experts here. So we'll kind of go one by one and explain each thing.
Beautiful. All right, bring it on. What's going on? Tell us.
So first up, we've selected one of our flower products. By Rolling Green, we have Gas Face.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Rolling Green Cannabis, a New York company. They have different lines of their products. This one is going to be in their value line. It's gas-based, so it has 24% THC, and total it has about 29%. Some things to highlight about this are the terpenes. So the top terpenes are limonene, helps with mental clarity. Things like that can help with that. Caryophyllene is a very big terpene in a lot of flowers. It really helps focus on kind of like the relaxation feeling that people usually tend to report from inhalable products. And then humulene, which is great for rest, relaxation, stress relief. So that obviously is an inhalable, combustible, and inhalable product. So it is smoked in whatever way.
Oh, I'm sorry to interject, but I hear a lot of background noise. I'm assuming you're in the store, and it's picking up a lot. So I don't know if you could just tell everyone
I just texted my husband.
Thank you, because it is affecting the audio. So sorry. Thank you. Thanks, hubby. Shh. All right, continue. Go ahead.
So as I was saying, it is a combustible and inhalable thing. So whatever the customer, prefers, their preferred method of partaking, that this will be like a combustible product. So I know I and a lot of other people have found it to be very beneficial for when you're just trying to decompress and have a nice night and hang out with friends. It's a good option for that.
Okay. So our next product that we have selected for this is our topical option.
Okay.
So we have selected our Heirloom Restore Balm. So, you have one too. Yeah. Okay. So we have our Heirloom Restore Balm. So Gabby can explain a little bit about that here.
So with topicals, this is going to be something that works locally. Works usually faster than say something that's like edible, like consumable. These are going to be applied to the skin. They don't absorb into the bloodstream, so very there's no psychoactive effects from topical things, at least the heirlooms. These have 1,000 milligrams of THC and CBD, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio altogether, and they work together, those two, to with the essential oils in it, rosemary, lavender, and eucalyptus, to create like a kind of cooling and warming kind of effect, which can usually people find to help with like muscle aching, cramping, things like that. Um, and then lavender itself is just very good for relaxation, when you smell it, things like that. So this is a great choice for people who are looking for products that aren't, psychoactive in any way, but are still seeking that strong relief.
Awesome.
Okay, so next up, we've got our Pro Tabs cover that we've selected for our next step to talk about.
So
Okay.
this is another good low THC, almost like no THC product. Great for people who are kind of dipping their feet into THC and its benefits, trying to seek out what works for them. Um, in here is THC, CBD, CBG, and CBC, which are all minor cannabinoids within the plant that help with different things. So people find that CBD, everybody's kind of heard of CBD and products like that. That mixed with the other cannabinoids creates what we call the entourage effect. So when they work all together, it kind of just like the more the merrier. You kind of maximize the benefits. Um, this specific blend of cannabinoids really does help with like post activity things, like if you're very active, or you know um, people in physical therapy, things like that. It can also just help overall relieving the like stress that comes with like body
Mhm.
pain. So a lot of times that can amplify the pain that you're feeling. Um, so it's definitely a good option for either people who are getting into it or people who are a little hesitant about like higher THC products.
So we actually, right before we got on here, one of the ladies who had come in had asked about a non-gelatin option, something
Oh,
without gelatin. So this would actually,
Yeah,
be an option for that as well. Some people have allergies and things along those lines. So
yeah,
this was one of the
vegan.
recommendations.
Yes.
So our next option, this is actually something we had, I don't think, touched on the last time.
mhm.
This would be one of our concentrates. So
Okay.
this is a very popular option in the store. It's our MFNY hash burger live resin.
Yes, so concentrates are a little bit of a different ball game than flour is going to be. They're made in a different process, and they are turned into kind of like a wax or sap, usually, depending on the product. But it's a highly concentrated THC product that you need like specific like tools and stuff like that, such as like a glass product or things like that, to use it with. But a lot of people find it to be highly beneficial when they're looking to really get that high potency. Hash burger in particular has been found to be very relaxing, which again, like I said before, is very helpful when it comes to like tension, things like that, because once you're able to relax a little bit, it's kind of easier for the rest of your body to follow suit. So yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Good, good, good. This is interesting. Keep going. We got lots of products here, and I love that you're elaborating on them because I know so many people have questions. I, for one, Amanda knows me, right? I'm always like, wait, what's this? What's that? I don't understand, but this is so cool. What's next, Amanda? Sorry to interrupt.
No
That's
problem.
okay. So this is actually brand new. I actually haven't seen it in person
Okay.
myself. That's how new it was. This came in what, Friday? Maybe it was.
Yes.
So
Oh,
the
wow.
Harney Brothers sleep tincture. So this is very interesting. I'm like, I'm just kind of learning about this myself here with Gabby today. Harney Brothers nighttime sleep tincture. So we're going to learn
Okay.
about that here today together.
Yes. So, something interesting off the bat is that I like how these are made out of really like comfortable oils like sunflower and
Mm-hmm.
avocado oil as opposed to some like harsher like canola sometimes can be a little tough on the stomach, things like that. But this is a nighttime tincture, so it's specifically formulated for like geared towards sleep, things like that. And within the whole bottle is 150 milligrams of THC and CBD. So that's 1 to 1. And then there's 300 milligrams of CBN, which is the minor cannabinoid that assists with getting you to sleep and keeping you in that like REM, like deep sleep
Mm-hmm.
stage. So per serving, there's breakdowns on the box and they have dosages. Um, Horny Brothers are clearly known for their like mixture of adaptogenic things for wellness and like mixing wellness with THC, so they kind of just blend it all together. Um, very, very good.
Have you tried this one yet, Gabby?
I've tried one of their other ones. I haven't tried this one, but I have been eyeing this and their matcha.
Like I know Ben had tried it, so I'm like he had actually been. He's like, you got to put this one in this
Yes,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so now we've got our nice hash rosin. This is an all-in-one vape. So if we can talk about this a little bit, this is actually a solventless option. So that's something a lot of people come in here looking for. It's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of a cleaner option. So
Okay.
Yes. In terms of like chemical usage and processing, this is definitely the like purest we would say, just because there's no say like ethanol used in the extraction process, which can tend to be the case with THC products. So for a very highly potent experience, hash rosin is definitely the way to go in today's market. It's a concentrated and extracted oil, and they come in either like concentrates, like the hash burger kind of thing, or they come in inhalable pen options, like
Okay.
vaporizers. And this one in particular is a sativa dominant hybrid. So this one's going to be beneficial when it comes to um, activity, kind of euphoria, feeling like you can kind of face the day and not going to, usually it's not going to be something too sleepy. So
Mm-hmm.
usually helps people just kind of feel geared up and ready to go. And then because it is a hybrid, there is still some properties of, like indica, and there's, CBD in there and CBN or CBG as well, which also contributes to the euphoric and uplifted effect.
Awesome. Hold on, got to take a quick mention here. I want to remind everyone who we're talking to, right? We're over that halfway mark a little more. So, Amanda Losco, again, Simply Green is the name of the company based locally in Long Island. And also, again, THC. There's so much that they have to offer. If you go to their website, again, simplygreenny.com, you can see all the different products which we're discussing today. And I know you guys have lots of events. We'll talk about some of those upcoming, but really, they're helping you, as they say, elevate your vibe naturally, right? So, all right,
that's right.
continue. What other products did you want to hone in on for today?
So I want to take a brief moment to just kind of give you a little bit of
Yeah.
a cue. So on the back of each of our products, so they're all, if we talked about a little bit, is they're all seed to sale tracked. So what we're doing is we just went through a whole metric process. So on the back of each of our items, there's like um, a QR code where you can scan it. It actually brings you to the lab results. So you can kind of verify that all of these products are lab tested. So I thought this was a great time to share that with you. So you can actually scan all the products.
Sure.
And it's also a great way to tell if you don't know where your products that you've gotten came from, to verify that that product is lab tested and safe and all that kind of stuff. So all of our products do have this little QR tag on it, so you can kind of see where it came from. Sometimes it's kind of cool to see as well. So getting back to it, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, there's always talk of like people in the industry where we mention like terpenes this, terpenes that, but it's hard to know. Like I don't know what terpenes actually help me, and like I have a product that I like, but I don't really know what terpenes are like highest in there. That also is included on the certificate of analysis is all the terpene breakdowns. So if you're trying to figure out exactly what how that product helped you, there is a way to do that.
Yeah, so that this little QR code can be very beneficial in many different ways. So it's just really good thing to point out. So our next product that we'll be talking about is Her Highness Giggle Puffs. These are pre-roll options. So Gabby, you can take it away with that one.
So for these usually are seen as like a little kind of like you're looking for kind of like a caffeinated feeling, but without the caffeine. For people who are like trying to avoid that, these have THCV in them, which is great for energy. It can also act as sometimes an appetite suppressant. So for people who have, a little hesitation with smoking or THC because of like hunger, or like they feel hunger cues a little bit more, that's definitely a good option. Um, they are also uh, they're infused, so they're infused with, I believe, distillate, THC distillate, and the effects are usually seem to be like euphoric, laughing, kind of like a giddy kind of experience. So that's definitely a good social product for, if you're looking to just have a good time. Yeah.
Okay. So our next one, so we have a really big drink crowd in here. So we have a lot of people that come in for our beverages. So we're going to highlight our Layup Lemonade today. It's an electrolyte beverage.
So a nice like a way to consume THC that's, everybody's used to kind of like drinking drinks, drinking water. We do it all day long. And as opposed to smoking or, chewing some gummies, it might be a simpler way for some people to consume. So we have our layups here. Most of the drinks in our store, at least, are going to be 10 milligrams each, some with CBD in them to maximize benefits. This one in particular is going to be just THC, 10 milligrams, but it's also fast acting. So as opposed to the typical consumable product, it will be the onset will be typically faster. There are electrolytes, as Amanda mentioned, so it's a great thing for a hot day, or just during the summer when you're looking to stay hydrated but still get the effects of THC. And they're delicious.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow, there's so much that you have here at Simply Green, and continue to do so. I know, right? You're getting more and more different products in, and I love that. For those that don't know, could you just tell us a little bit behind, what you do, how your products are regulated, and that type of stuff? Could you just share that before we continue?
Sure. So all of the recreational New York State licensed cannabis dispensaries are required by New York State to be, to carry products that are regulated and tested through New York State guidelines. So you should have products that are, that have all these little labels on them that are lab tested and guaranteed. If you don't, maybe do a little bit more research on the topic. There's a lot of different stores that you walk into. You also have a sticker on the door if it's a New York State licensed dispensary. There's plenty of stores open that are not New York State licensed that you still see popping up. I know of quite a few in the surrounding area that are, not that have not followed guidelines properly. So, you just have to be careful because you just never know what you're consuming. There's, the reservation that's close by. You just, you never really know. So you have to be careful. There's, of course, plenty of activity that goes on the street. You just have to be very careful.
Yeah.
So we just want to do by the right thing. Obviously, we have educated staff that's more than willing to answer your questions. And, Gabby has learned, I think, quite a bit. I mean, she came in knowledgeable, but even being on the job has learned quite a bit. So we take pride in that. So that's all very important to us.
Perfect. All right, we still got more time. Do we have any other products to discuss?
I think we have two more products, and I want to talk to you a little bit about. Obviously, 420 is big, and so I want to touch on that a little bit. So we'll just do the last two products. This is a big brand here in the store. It's Eaton Botanicals. They have a really interesting product, so we can talk about that.
Yes. One of my first favorite things about Eaton is that they really try to cater to the different crowds that will be partaking. So like in their line of products, I've seen like 10 milligram products, 5 milligrams, or 2.5 milligrams, for example, of like this one. So it's interesting. They are able to like really hit the market on all kinds of people who are looking for different like dosages, different strengths. There are people who are looking for very low, like maintainable things during the day, which I honestly think would be something like this, which is the Serenity Now. It has 2.5 milligrams of THC per piece, and then there's 10 milligrams of CBD per piece. So it's really meant to capitalize on CBD in there. It's called Serenity Now. So it's going to focus on kind of uplifting and being able to help you just kind of relax. There is also a bunch of adaptogens in Eaton Botanicals products, so things that are really good for you in terms of like mushroom extracts, like lion's mane, which a lot of people find beneficial for their health. L-theanine, which is great for energy and maintaining energy, supporting metabolism. Magnesium, the same thing. It's also good for stomach health.
Okay.
And then lavender again, which is in itself essentially like relaxing. It has relaxing properties to it, the aroma, and when it's consumed. So this is a great option also for people who are looking for low psychoactive, but still want to maximize on the wellness benefits that THC provides.
So I think maybe we'll skip the last product because I want to talk to you a little bit about 420. Sure. So we've all heard a little bit about 420 and the date. Maybe we don't all know what that signifies. So the origin story of 420 kind of came about from 5 high school students from California called the Waldos, where they'd meet at 420 after school to try to locate the abandoned cannabis crop. So that's where that whole thing came from. Over time, that slang spread through like the High Times magazine, and it eventually became a international non-official holiday. Basically, it is celebrated on April 20th annually and is, celebrated by cannabis enthusiasts worldwide. And it's basically promoting the decriminalization of marijuana.
Okay.
And it's used to push for legalization in, states where it continues to be illegal. And now it's like become a commercial, trying to like, cannabis sales and stuff like that in places where it is legal.
Yeah.
It's become like the biggest sales day. So it's very popular. And it's also basically now at this point in states where it is legal, trying to like break away from the stigma that kind of still kind of comes around cannabis. So, which is obviously very important to us here. So obviously we want to kind of partake in kind of taking away some of that stigma around cannabis, and we'll be celebrating 420 here at the store from Friday. Kickoff is at 420 here in the store Friday the 17th through April 20th on Monday. So we'll be having like live music, bands every single day. We'll be doing pop-up events with some of our brand vendors. We're going to do a drag show with one of our, with the Veteran Company, one of our brands. Have food trucks. We have like guest appearances. We've got a Chinese auction, which we'll be doing. A bunch of our different brands will be donating merch. We have support from some of the local businesses and restaurants that we're donating stuff. And then all the money that will be raised during that will be donated to Branches, Long Island. So we have a lot of good stuff going on. So that's our latest.
Got it. Oh my goodness.
Again, we are located Long Island, Simply Green on Middle Country Road in Quorum. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. We are Simply Green Long Island on Instagram. And we are at 406 Middle Country Road. Phone number is 631-846-6060.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for being here, for all the details.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure getting to meet you as well, Gabby. And thank you for all this insight. And any upcoming events that we need to chat about quick, Amanda?
Well, that's the biggest. We have a 4-day event, so that's the biggest. That's the biggest event that we have going on. We have a bunch of pop-ups this week. Of course, all of our pop-ups are listed on Instagram. We've got, I think, maybe 7 or 8 or 9 pop-ups this week coming up, and I do list those all on our Instagram feed. So that's a great way to find out what's going on.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, girls. You have a fantastic day, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.